Why did my teacher freeze when she realized what she just took from me? It was the first week of school, and we were already facing our first test in Ms. Chubb's class, the one teacher nobody dared to mess with. She literally wrote someone up on the second day for breaking her brand new no-talking rule by saying bless you when someone sneezed, so when I heard loud shuffling coming toward my desk, I was already thrown off. Ms. Chubb never walked around during class. She was the kind of heavy, grumpy teacher who parked herself behind her desk with a giant thermos of lukewarm coffee and didn't move unless the fire alarm went off. But suddenly she was right next to me, breathing hard like I had done something way worse than take too long on question 3. She stood there, clipboard in hand, staring down at me like I had just committed a federal crime. "You need to come with me," she said, loud enough to make everyone freeze mid-question. I didn't argue. I just stood and followed her silently into the hallway. She shut the door behind us, then immediately turned and pointed at my left ear. "Are you seriously trying to cheat on my quiz with an AirPod in?" For a second, I honestly thought I misheard her. I blinked. "I'm sorry. What?" She leaned in like she was catching me in a crime. I saw it the second I handed out the papers. "You've got an AirPod in your ear while everyone else is doing the assignment the right way." I reached up slowly, touching the small white curve of my hearing aid, something I'd worn for years. "Ms. Chubb, this isn't an earbud. Take it off, right now, and hand it over." She didn't care what I was trying to say. Her voice left no room for anything but obedience, and she was already out of breath from walking 10 steps, so I knew there was no point arguing, so I did what she wanted. "I am going to remove it now," I said, "because I've learned adults like her want you to narrate your every move when they're already convinced you're a problem." I unhooked the hearing aid piece by piece. The moment it left my ear, the world shut off. It was like someone threw a blanket over everything. I could still see her staring at me, but it all felt far away. I placed the hearing aid in her hand. She immediately started talking. I watched her mouth move, tried to follow the shapes, but I couldn't make out a single word. She was talking too fast and looking everywhere but at me. I tried to speak, and she raised her hand sharply, silencing me like I was being disrespectful instead of literally unable to hear her. She looked more annoyed the longer I just stood there, not confused, annoyed, like I was ignoring her on purpose. Then she turned around and walked back into the room, grabbed the phone off the wall, and started talking into it. I could see her pacing by the desk, hand on her hip, voice sharp, like she was reporting a full-on cheating scandal. My best friend Jake stood up and tried to talk to her, probably asking if I was okay or what was going on. She didn't even acknowledge him, just pointed at his seat like he was out of line for caring. I couldn't hear anything, not her voice, not the room, not the scrape of chairs, just my own pulse beating in the silence. 3 minutes later, the door opened. It wasn't a hall monitor or a student assistant, it was the principal, Mr. Holloway. He stopped when he saw me standing there holding my quiz